Thanks for staying with us. It's Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, YK in the building.
Yo, good morning. Happy last day of the year.
I'm telling you, happy last day of the year. YK, you look so beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
YK, you are close to 60.
Amazingly beautiful.
We have to remind you, you are close to 60. This is not the time to be sexy.
I'm just worrying that I can still look like this at 80.
You look you will.
So that's my prayer.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I wanted to thank all the people that gave us gifts.
Oh, yes.
The supermarket,
is it Bolat stores or
Debord.
You know, because I just got mine on Tuesday.
Yes.
One was inside. Then the lady that gave us that lace.
Ayaba fabrics.
Pretty. The drinks. I mean,
Biggie. Yes, Biggie drinks.
I just said, let me just.
Mr. Tijani is always there for us. Anything we do, Mr. Tijani always sends us drinks.
Mr. Tijani, God bless you.
Thank you so much.
And then that lady that sent us money.
Oh, Mrs. Odutola! Thank you,
Mrs. Odutola.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was so, I mean, these are senior citizens in a little water.
It's so appreciated. It's so appreciated.
We love you, Mrs. Odutola. Thank you so much.
It's one of the good things about doing this show.
Yeah.
I mean, the way people just
regular people.
Yes.
Appreciate us. That for us is so.
I just love it, and I just thought if I didn't mention it today, I would not be a happy person.
Yeah. I think YK, I would like to stay on that a minute because when you travel, and when you guys travel, I mean, I've not traveled in a while, but when you guys try, you always talk about the fact that Nigerians, regular Nigerians, appreciate the work we do, they celebrate us, and I mean, that for us is so much valuable than any other thing that we get. And we appreciate all of you. This year has been an amazing year. Bisi, let me not take your 2 minutes from you.
I have banter going. I don't have any banter. It's just that I was dreaming. And in that dream, there's this place, it's actually at the mall. This, what's this, your favorite mall around the corner? I shop there. Yeah. So I usually go there to buy puff sometimes.
This is your dream, or?
No, not on a normal day. So in the dream now...
Here?
No, Adas Mall, yeah. So in the dream now, I saw them trying to sell just 4 balls of puff for 15,000 naira. I was fighting. How dare you? It's too expensive. In fact, I'm going in the dream. And then I woke up.
What happened?
I don't know the meaning of the dream, but I think I'm crazy for puff.
That will not be our portion.
Maybe you are pregnant with
2,000 naira.
Exactly.
That's inflation.
Yes.
That's
the dream could mean a lot of things.
I reject that.
Maybe you are pregnant.
No, it's not pregnant. I'm done with that.
I didn't want to lament because really this is the last day of the year, but I had a conversation with someone yesterday who said that the in-house economic team in the real estate company projected that the maximum rise of cement would be maybe like 2,700, but cement went this year from 2,500 to 3,700. Wow. It was over 50% rise, and it's impacted hugely on their business. They've sold out properties, they're trying to build, and the price has gone up. So that's a sad part of this year. But this year, you know, like when I woke up this morning, I was just singing, oh yeah, ki ndukpe, oh yeah, oh baba, atemi yo, atara ile mi, awalaye, asitu alaye, oh yeah, ki ndukpe, oh yeah, oh baba. Like, I need to just be grateful to God in every form. 2020 has been my best year ever.
Yes, it has.
Like every goal I wrote down, even the car that got burnt, I got a car. Like I wrote it down and I got it. Even though I haven't replaced it, I'm so grateful to God. You know, like I was just thinking this morning, like everybody online is complaining one thing or the other, but I must just say, on every level, God has just been so faithful this year.
Gratitude.
You know, I'm just so grateful to God. Even the devil tried to steal our joy when the fire incident happened, but did you see the overwhelming love that came after? God, this 2020, thank God. And
that's what we're spending our day I mean, half of the show today, reflecting on what the year has been. Would like call us in, tell us those things that you're grateful for, because it's the last day of the year. Tomorrow is the new year.
It's not only grateful though, if you are sad about some things that happen. Because people lost loved ones. We mustn't forget that this pandemic year has been a terrible year for some people.
Bittersweet for many. Bittersweet for many. So we need to acknowledge that.
We are grateful that we are at the end of it.
Yeah, right.
And we survived.
Yeah, right.
So we survived 2020. I think I'm going to make a T-shirt.
I survived
2020.
I like that T-shirt. Get me one. I need one too. I survived 2020. Hashtag I survived 2020. Interesting. I like that.
How are you doing, Mariah?
I'm doing great. I'm thankful to God. Just like Waike said, we'll have time to reflect. There's so much to say this year. You open our phone lines and let people call in or send a message. Okay, we're having issues with our phone right now, but send in your messages. Let us know what you're grateful for. And those things you like us to acknowledge about what happened this year, let us know. We'd like to share it on TV. Let's go on a break first. We'll breeze through the front page of the papers because honestly, paper is the last thing I want to do this year.
We are breezing.
We are breezing. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Federal government mounts pressure on states for COVID-19 action. Body of ex-Nigeria U.S. envoy arrives. Crossover service row deepens. NCC lifts embargo on SIM replacement. Lagos reactivates Disability Trust Fund. Politicians hijack appeal court justice appointment. Okay. NCC, you want to take that?
Yes. So, you know that a while back, the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, actually placed a ban on replacing lost SIM cards and also getting new ones because they wanted to do this synchronization that's ongoing right now. But yesterday, they had lifted the ban and they apologized to subscribers that they're sorry they caused them some inconveniences, but now they can go ahead to either get a new SIM or to get back the lost SIM cards. And also, before they are able to do that, they should ensure that they get their NIN number because it's needed for you to get.
Let me take the major headline now, and I'll come to that. Major headline because it's COVID-19, and we have to remind PTF is not happy. That's the presidential task force. That after the states have gotten 1 billion naira, I mean, some of them got over that. Many of them have partially closed their isolation centers, and others have not done. They've not reported any tests in weeks. Means that they had no testing and there were no reports at all. That in itself shows that no testing is going on in their state, and now that people are traveling interstate. By the time they come back after the holidays, they are very worried about what's going to happen in the states that are trying and making efforts. So people have traveled, and other states they're not testing. Their centers are closed. They're not well equipped, and they've collected money. So many of them have been lackadaisical towards the approach on COVID-19 and testing, and it's really worrisome for PTF.
That's why I go back to sensitization, because like
I think it's irresponsibility.
No.
I don't think it's only
you don't know.
Be sensitized.
No,
not enough.
You're not enough.
It's not enough.
I'm telling you, for people to still be saying, I don't believe this.
So you know, but you just don't believe. No. It's your choice.
It is because you do. And look, there are things that you need to make aware. Make people aware.
If somebody says I don't believe YK, it means that they have heard it, but they choose not to believe.
Because it's not in their faces. It's not in their faces.
Yes, if it's in your face. Because how do you want to believe that such a thing exists?
When you don't see people slumbering.
I think people choose not to believe.
When I go to church, and the pastor is telling me God is great, and they are telling me that this same God has allowed this kind of pandemic to destroy my life, no, I will not believe. Okay. So it is me, if I'm government, it's my responsibility as a government to make sure that it's in their face.
Awareness, sensitization, every day.
Let me quickly take the Lagos disability story, because people with disabilities, we celebrated the blind a few weeks ago, and the government has said, Lagos state government has said that they are going to implement fully, they are reactivating the Lagos State Office of Disabilities Affairs to fully enforce the Special People Laws of 2011, and is going to mandate that all public officers must employ people of disability, buildings must be implemented to cover disability, physically challenged people must be covered as well. I'm happy about this because we have these policies and we don't implement them, and we've left a community of people who can add value to our society alone. So this should be integrated quickly.
Moving on now to Vanguard. Pandemic worse than COVID-19 coming, says WHO. In fact, I did not read that story.
I read the story.
Let Kuka be. He spoke the truth. Autumn and PFN. Court grants Oshu NSAS leader bill, seizes passport. Nigeria's democracy in deep crisis, says concerned Nigerians. Ohaneze poll, crisis looms over venue. 2020 UTME, no date fixed for sales of application documents yet, says JAM. And minimum wage will shut down government activities, says Ekiti. Okay, let's talk about what is WHO saying? Who has that story?
They're just saying that this is just a precursor. It's just
the beginning.
The beginning. It's just, we are just the starter. You know, you have a three-course meal. This is just the beginning of that. The worst one is still coming.
Still coming.
And That's what WHO is just saying.
Yeah.
And,
then the Nigerian Medical Association also,
yes.
the president also complained that it was because schools were allowed to reopen. And that's why we have a surge in the number of people number of people having COVID-19, and that we saw that a lot of students, even NYC core members, also had COVID-19, and schools actually reopened without putting the proper measures in place. So if they had listened in the first place, we wouldn't have had this. They're appealing. Okay, go ahead.
So he also said that when he said schools shouldn't open, they called him a wicked man.
Who is this?
I think it's the guy that was
that came on
our show on Tuesday. So they called him a wicked man. And I remember how the schools were stopping in Lagos State, the commissioner of
Why can I agree with you, because statistics, they don't have clear statistics. In the developed world, they said statistics has proven that opening schools has not increased the spread of COVID. That is places where they take statistics seriously. So when NMA is saying that it has caused the spread based on what figure? Because the markets are open. People are wearing nose masks and putting it under their chin and mingling and spreading. So don't blame schools or shut down schools because of COVID.
There's also that long-term effect. Across the globe, the kids have really suffered with this. So schools are trying to see what can we do to ensure, because we're seeing this now. But in 5-10 years down the line, these kids are going to suffer from this lack, this gap that the pandemic has caused. So I see that there's a need. Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. We see how we can ensure their safety, because just like you said, the markets are still open. How do we have the children come to school with their nose face masks? They still have it, and they protect themselves.
Like he said, are they complying?
Yes, well, the schools that we know are complying.
Are you sure?
But some may not. But
how many students put their nose mask on the table or use their...
It's actually a requirement to get into school. So you have your small bottle of sanitizers.
I've seen so many organizations. They ensure that, look, like go to the mall. They say, you can't come in without your face mask. As soon as you get into the mall, you take off your face mask.
Right, I know for Lagos State, for example, they have 2.5 days. You don't come every single day. You pick they give you the Monday and Tuesday, you come, and that group comes Wednesday and Thursday. They split the children, and then they use up the entire school.
That's Lagos State.
That's Lagos State. That's Lagos State public schools.
Private schools.
So they have 2.5 days, and they split the children. So they all have ways to ensure that the children are not spreading this
Lagos State, not the private schools.
Not the private. The private schools are even taking it more
serious. They are more serious.
My own private school, I know,
my kids attend private schools, and they are actually more serious.
You can't I want to take the court story, follow up on the NSAS protester that was arrested, detained by the DSS. He was taken to court. His name is Emmanuel Adebisi in Oshogbo, in the magistrate court in Oshogbo. He's been arraigned on 4 counts: impersonation, illegal possession of Nigerian Army uniform, and forgery. So all of this were the cases brought against him. The court grants bail to him, but they've seized his passports. And basically that's what we're expecting to see what would unveil from the conversation.
Okay, let's move on to the Nigerian Tribune. Current state of nation, worrisome Ayaku laments. And 2020 year, this year was not normal, according to the Nigerian Tribune. And they put it here, all the various major high points. Really, really sad memory, especially the Tolulokwe Arotile 25, Nigeria's first ever female combat helicopter pilot. She lost her life in the car accident that happened. And this year has taken so many beautiful lives.
I don't think it's high points, you should say. It's low points.
The low points. I was going to say that the major highlights of the year, but it was one of the low points, you're right. Over 10 million children in Nigeria, 6 others may face accused malnutrition in 2021, says UNICEF. Police arrest organizers of Kaduna sex party. Yeah?
Yes.
Is it Kaduna?
Kaduna,
yes. Or Lagos?
No, Kaduna.
Okay, go ahead.
So there was this sex party that was planned by youths to take place on the 27th of December. And the fees that were to be paid for the party, they had 2,000 for regular, 3,000 to 5,000 for VIP, and you're supposed to come without clothes on. So I think the government of Kaduna State got a wind of it, because they published their flyers on the internet and clamped down to stop the party. They had picked up some persons in custody right now, and they are questioning them to find out the organizers of that party.
And 3,000 to 5,000. That's if you want to have...
You would have
intercourse.
Yes, during the party. It's an all-night party from 8 p.m. to the next
in Kaduna?
In Kaduna.
So I'm happy that the government clamped down, but I think that young people go to the extreme when they are not allowed to explore basics. Children should be allowed a bit of freedom so that they will say there's nothing to it. But when you shield them so much with legal restrictions, they would go overboard. This is definitely, I'm wary of what will happen to those suspected people because there's Sharia law in there. So I'm really worried.
So
no, I don't. Is there Sharia law in Kaduna? I know there's Sharia law in Kano.
Kano, I'm very sure about.
I'm not sure about that.
But I'm not sure about Kaduna.
Daily Sun, Saraki breaks silence on rift with Buhari. Ogun, others ban crossover service in churches and mosques. COVID-19 Lagos offers free tests for people with disabilities. 800,000 Nigerian children risk malnutrition in 2021. Edo teachers issue 14-day strike notice over unfulfilled payments. Okay, this over crossover services. Many churches have, some have cancelled based on the state's directive. So Khan is saying that everybody must obey the directive, but there are other churches are now still trying to do. Khan is trying to appeal to other states to allow their certain churches to hold maybe 1 or 2 hours of services. But there's still this going back and forth between who wants to hold and who is cancelling. But Khan is putting pressure on the states to at least allow some of their churches.
Yes, Oyo State, they've suspended the curfew that they had. They want, they've given directive that you can actually hold your crossover service in line with the COVID-19 protocols. So as long as you can meet those protocols.
A lot of them are doing till 11.
Yeah.
They were like, I know of one in Lagos that they're doing till 11 p.m.
But that's not crossover.
So people should understand why this is taking place, because usually during crossover, a crowd of people are massed to celebrate and jump and were felicitating, were hugging each other. In COVID season, we should be wary of that. That's the reason, because many religions are taking it personal, like this is an attack on our religion. They're not allowing us to, we do this every year. We've had a difficult year. I'm not letting us celebrate into the new year. That's why I'm just advising.
I will still go back to sensitization. I will still go, because if people were sensitized enough
to understand the stakes,
why this is happening.
Yeah, but also they can always have the internet services, virtual,
which we did
churches.
Most of this year.
Exactly, the Spirit of God is all over and can actually advise it right now.
So,
okay, so that's not that Sharia is not in Kaduna State.
Okay,
so it's not a Sharia state. Hopefully, they will not be
beheaded or their hands will be cut off or something crazy like that. 800 million Nigerian children may face acute malnutrition in 2021. Wow. UNICEF is worried that about 300,000 of them might even die from malnutrition in Nigeria, and that most of them are in the northeastern part of Nigeria. And in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, the number of malnourished children could increase by 21%. Nigeria has land, and we should be able to feed our people.
Right.
The government must do more than lip service.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, move on to our topics today. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So before we start reminiscing about this year, we saw a tweet that really caught our attention about hustling. A lawyer was talking about the fact that he makes 10,000 naira a day as a cab driver, compared to when he was an active lawyer. And he's saying to himself, why are we there going to school and doing everything to hustle and struggle to be this professional, when actually you can actually do these other jobs and get more money? So the question therefore is that as we are wrapping up this year and we are planning for next year, those of us that are professionals, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm an engineer, should we start thinking about other things? Is cab driving an option? Are there other things you start doing to make money? Because obviously, as you're seeing, based on this man's testimony, we can hustle somehow and make more money. Let me start with these hustlers.
Yes,
so you are the chief hustlers. There's nothing you've not done in this Lagos.
And there are many more we are going to do. Yes, the goal is big. Yeah. So, Murayo, you see what this thing you just touched on, it hurts me, because I know someone that is a fantastic electrician, very good, and has stopped electrical work and is now doing cab driving. The ones that are like very good mechanic, that they've bought bike to become Okada rider, like you are a good mechanic, but you chose to leave your trade and start riding bicycle. And from riding bicycle, he now moved to tricycle. And he said that he paid his bicycle, he paid for tricycle, he's paying his bills easier than when he was being a mechanic. Same with the man that was an electrician, that these other kinds of jobs seem to have paid better, are paying better than the real hand work. And I cannot blame them. Because really, at the end of the day, you're good, as long as you're not committing crime, your hustle must be tight.
Must be able to pay.
And you must weigh the options. So what I quote people now in terms of money making is that look at all the skills available to you and look for the one that will pay you the highest return on your time spent. So if you ask me you want to do makeup, I'll be like, don't you want to do micro shading? Because I know how much I'll make from micro shading for the time. So you must calculate the skills you have and which one will pay you most, because nobody wants to beg. And nobody would appreciate a beggar. So I feel bad that we're not rewarding artisans well enough, because that's why a lot of artisans are turning, even this one, a lawyer, a professional, is turning from his professional career into a hustle that is bringing in money. But
see, we used to talk about creating that ecosystem of, okay, mechanics, how we can all use them as that hub to train. Well, I mean, that's a whole different angle. But the point is that how do we transfer these skills that we have? Because many people, they don't even, some of them feel as if they don't have any special gifts. You know, so you only know you're a mechanic, that's all you know, or you're a lawyer, you went to school, you studied all this, and you're now, your parents are proud of you that you're now a lawyer. But you don't want to go and start learning mechanical because you feel like it's embarrassing. It's like a demotion from what you've built for yourself. So how do you mentally accept the new phase in your life where you need to start diversifying somewhat?
Hungry never catch you. If hungry catch you, there's nothing mental about it. It's just for you to look at what you have and what you think you can make more from and start. That's just it. But for me, I think we still need professionals. We need people to go into school and study medicine, study law, study, you know, all those. We need them, because if every lawyer decides to be a cab driver, who will defend us when we need to go to court and all of that? We need that. But at the same time, education has gone beyond just going into school and studying one profession. Education has evolved to, you know, we're still struggling because we still lay emphasis on paper qualification. We still lay emphasis on what certificate are you bringing to the table. We're not laying emphasis on what can you do for the company, what can you do for yourself, what skills do you have that can put you on top. Now, education all over the world, outside Nigeria, has moved beyond what did you study, what paper. Yes, it's gone into what skills do you have. So you see, even the professionals are going back to learn skills, real world skills that will help them do better and make more money. See, at the end of the day, it's about the dollar bills. It's about the paper. It's about putting food on your table. It shouldn't be about. I will not eat. I'm waiting for my children's school. It should be about.
I've
not finished my thoughts.
Okay, good. I agree.
Because you are saying, in one breath, you are saying you have to appreciate the doctors. And if I'm a doctor and I decide that this doctor is not paying me, and I leave that doctor work of saving lives, I start to go and drive taxi.
Okay.
Where will all the doctors go? If all the doctors say, well, this corona matter, we are all dying.
We can't go and die.
I'm not working again.
Let us all go and start driving taxi or doing other jobs. Who will treat us?
Okay, so you just brought me to my next point. Now, I started by saying that we appreciate the professionals because we need them to do their jobs.
Yes.
Now, I was listening to one of the guys we had, I think earlier this week, who was talking about multiple struggles and not multiple sources of income. So some of us feel we are having multiple sources of income, but it's multiple struggle from one job to another, and you are wearing yourself out. We must start thinking beyond the struggle we put in, but letting the little resources we have start working for us in cases of investment. So that lawyer who has left, who is thinking of leaving his law job, I would advise not to leave. You can keep that because that's your passion. If it's his passion, actually, you can keep that one, and you are doing the weekend side. The money you get from that weekend, you can use it to get more people into that business, empower them, and they give you returns. That way, your money is working for you, and you're not leaving
so
your main passion.
I would like to drive this conversation to, because this is the final day of this year, and people are already thinking that, okay, I have my certificate. I don't know what to do. I've tried tailoring, I've tried makeup, I've tried selling stuff. It's not working. I mean, it's almost as though people don't have options. So this man is saying driving a taxi cab is giving him money. Me, I don't know how possible that is. But some people are saying that they're making money. But as hustlers, what other areas? How do they develop their skill? How do you even find that thing you can do with your hands? Someone like me now, I don't know. I can't do makeup.
You can make hair.
I can make hair. I'm very good at making hair, but I can't do makeup. Like, how do you discover that thing you have, that skill you have?
No, but before we go to how to discover skill, I think that YK raised a very important issue. we need our professionals, we need our artisans. And as long as our society treats them the way we are currently treating them, they would leave those professionals and do other things. The doctors would locate. I have doctors that are now, well, I know one medical doctor that is an interior decorator. They would leave their career and do something else that is more fulfilling. If we want our professionals to be happy, we need to, as a government, cover the basics. The mechanic should be happy being a mechanic. The security man should be happy being a security man. But why would they be happy? Because people do security men and security work in America, and they do those things in America. There's no problem because they know that there is access to good healthcare. That children will go to good schools. The public school system is good. We need to provide those basic amenities so that people don't act in desperation. That is very, very important. And as a society, as individuals, we need to respect people. Whether they are cleaning your house or they are the electrician or a mechanic, speak the way you will speak to a doctor. Speak the way you speak to an engineer, an architect, because they are professionals doing their job. And if they don't do their job, well, they can cost you your life. And I think that's one thing the message we should really, really take this year as we're going into a new year.
I want to say something, please, because this tweet, I read it as well. And I thought that this guy, he's not aware, because he said he made 10,000 and he doesn't make it in.
As a lawyer.
The day that car, the engine will knock. You see all that 10,000, you'll be looking for it up and down to go and repair that car. Wait. So what I'm going to say here is there is no profession, there is no hustle that doesn't come with its own challenges.
And I think that's a good one.
So everybody must think, look, I decide to do this business, and okay, for the first 3 months, I'm making serious money. The day that business will come and reverse itself for you, all that money that you think you have been making, you will spend it.
Yes. Let me go on a quick break. We'll come back on this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying. So we're still on this issue of hustling because it's a new year we're about to come onto, and people want to have new dreams, new plans, new aspirations. Many people they want to do something more with their lives, and they see people hustling and they're thinking, why am I not getting the returns on my small hustle? How do I develop the skill that I have? How do I even pick the right thing to do to get that kind of returns? So, I mean, I'm coming back to you again. Yes, PC.
So, I wanted to respond to what Ike said. I have a family member who was a banker, and then he started doing Uber by the side. And after a while, he just felt, I'm making so much from this. Let me just leave the work. He did not seek advice from me. I would have told him, Uncle, stay where you are. I'm doing this, on the side for now. But he just left. And all of a sudden, you're not working, you're not working, you're not working. Now he's stuck because the challenges of the business has come upon him. They now realize that the vehicle is now old. And so, all the people that come for Uber and all those rides, they want manual cars, they want fairly looking. And now he's always a mechanic trying to repair the car and all of that. So the point is, every business has its challenges. There's a waiting time. Even in every profession, whether you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, when you're starting, there's always a process where you're putting in the systems, when you're waiting it out. And it's okay for you to say, okay, this one did not work, I want to move on to the next thing. It's okay, nobody's going to stop you. But you need to weigh your options. Now, people who are struggling to identify their talents, I think, but people who have multiple talents, so you know that you're in this field, but you can do this and you can do that. The best thing for you to do is to weigh it and see the one that pays you more, build on that, grow that, invest what you have so that you are not struggling every day of your life. Get it to such a level that if you don't appear that morning, it doesn't mean you won't get, there are some jobs you have that you need to appear to make something. So take it to a level where you don't need to be there and it's working on autopilot. That's when you know that you are free from hustling and you're getting more.
All right, let me get to...
Let me quickly respond to, add to what YK said as well. It is true. You can start making money, 10,000 naira, but I want people to also realize that that person that tweeted, as a lawyer, if you bid your time, you build your clientele, you wait, you play the game, the long-term game, strategically, the entire 30,000 naira you have been making for over a year, you will make it from one deal, just like that. And it brings me to the topic of long-term financial goals and short-term reward. I know I'm in a hustle for short-term reward now because I have short things I need to achieve. But I'm also keeping my eye on the long-term goal. Many people are focusing on short-term results of, I need to feed my family, my kids need to go to school, I need to pay for house rent. And we forget that You might be driving taxi right now. You don't want to drive taxis in your 80s, in your 70s. So you must think the long-term game. That is my short-term reward. Am I consuming myself in what I'm going to eat now, and I don't have anything for the future as well. So that must also be in view. So anybody that is doing the short-term hustle, do it. Okay. I'm not going to disturb you, but always have in your mind, what is my long-term game? What am I going to do in the next 10 years to ensure that I'm not still hustling and driving Uber every day, or I'm not driving Okada every day? That must also be there on ground. Interesting.
Okay, it's good. I think this is some good, nice advice.
Yes. Now, when it comes to, as you are entering 2021, you know, we're thinking of, you're asking that what skill can somebody learn?
Because there's always that craze. Makeup is the in thing. Everybody does makeup. Oh, then now it is.
There's no money in makeup right now because
there's no money.
By next year they're going to do lockdown
again.
The government has been giving you hints
about it. So I won't say any. I'll say the skill that every human being needs is the skill of how to sell. Whether you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a makeup artist, plumber, driver, you will need to market and sell yourself or sell your services. So the skill you must have in 2021 is the skill of how to sell and market and close your deals. Because I've realized that I have people that are very good makeup artists that they cannot sell, they can't market themselves. So they have the skill, but they cannot market. They are good speakers, they cannot market. They don't get speaking engagements. They are good MCs, they cannot market. Obiajulu is selling human hair. If she's not dancing on Instagram, will she sell?
They won't buy.
So
she
knows what will sell.
They buy
part-time. No, you wait. Calm down. Okay, what strategies?
Yes, you can choose another one.
Me, I don't know. I can't be dancing on social media. Come and buy my Tiger Note, or come and buy my. What is that?
For me, you will not dance for Tiger Note. You will dance for 1 billion naira. See, you look. He said Tiger Note is not.
Okay, so there are different skills.
Yes.
Okay? And you will find what works with your temperament and personality.
Do you two of you dance on Instagram?
I dance.
She dances.
I dance to sell hair. I dance to
sell
hair.
This is dancing. She's selling market. She'll be pushing her hair like this.
I've been seeing her.
And she's selling. She's selling.
I'm selling land.
When I dance the most, I sell. Okay, so there are different. We need to understand that there are different types of businesses. I don't dance when I'm talking about my life.
Is it on Instagram? I need to go to your
page. I need to be on my page. I don't dance when I'm doing my life coaching or when I'm marketing my consulting business. I don't dance. So your style, your personality. What? I have a consulting firm.
What do you consult?
I'm a life coach. I'm a personal trainer. Development.
Frankie, you know
career
and
personal development trainer. I'm an entrepreneur.
So I need to confirm.
What you want to do?
I know Doctor is a farmer. She's a
real estate.
Now I heard today is the first time I've heard real estate.
Makeup,
micro shading,
public speaking, MC.
One of the reasons why we're having this conversation.
What are you MCing? There are no events.
Oh no, there were events. Even virtual events. I did MC virtual events.
Are you an MC too?
Oh, so the point I'm trying to make. On 100, anyhow. Okay, so the point. Wait, I want us to put this in proper perspective because people are watching this show, and one of the reasons why we're having this conversation is that we want their story to inspire others. So you see them on television; they seem like they have this glam persona, but they're also doing a lot of work at the background.
Hustle.
So when people see that, the talk what you see on TV or the BC you see on TV are doing like 5 different things and they're doing them well. They're focused, and it's important that people understand that you're not expending your energy worthlessly. They're actually things that are doing that are profitable. So when people are inspired by that, as they're coming in 2021, they're thinking, okay, what other skills? Me, I'm also inspired by skills. I don't know which skill I have.
That's why I said
I wanted to
sales and marketing is important for everybody to have.
I wanted to go to Mariah. I know there are people like Mariah who have the skills, but they don't want to do the shakara for the skill, and it's not needed in your field. You're going to be consultants. That's your line, and you're already doing something like that. It's just for you to come up there and put up a few videos. Just give us tips. You don't need to even smile plenty. We don't need the smile. We are paying attention to the content that you're giving. So your intellectual market will find you. Okay, so we wear different caps. When I want to go intellectual, we change we don't play. We just say it and we move on.
Because when I was growing up, I used to hear Jack of all trades, master of none.
For people who don't have talents.
They say money don't grow on trees.
It's for
I know that I don't have strategy.
Yeah.
So marketing.
Money grows on trees now?
Yeah, money grows everywhere.
Everywhere.
Hey,
Everywhere.
it's a new world, YK.
Yes, money goes everywhere.
I'm 60.
Yeah.
So I have to ask all these questions.
You know, you were saying something about your brother and this the music industry, the entertainment industry had a major hit this year. And the truth is that people had to wear a different hat.
Yeah.
Because this year was unusual. The guy said, what was the word?
It was not normal.
It wasn't a normal year. It wasn't a normal year.
Not normal.
Not
normal. Yeah, normal.
So when a year is not normal, you need to do a different thing.
Abnormal things.
You need to think differently. You can't do the same strategy. Yeah. Actually, this decade we are entering is not going to be the normal things. Everything that works will not work in this system. Yeah. So I will never promote crime. I will not promote you cutting corners. I'm saying diligently strategizing on what will sell yourself and where you can make money. YK, online you could have, you are even exercising all through this season. You lost a lot of weight. You could have made money in that same, doing what you're doing and just pay people, just to follow you, do what you're doing. We must think differently this season. And we must see the money everywhere.
Think differently. On that note, we're going to break. YK, we're going to make money. This 2021. Me, I see my problem. I don't know how to make money. That's my mahala. Number one, I don't even know where you're going. Thanks for staying with us. So we're still talking about hustling. How do we change our mindset? We're talking during the break. Because, I mean, my mother she has sold eggs. She has sold sugar, she has done wine, she has done flour, she has done clothes, she has owned a farm, she sold everything.
She's lived many lives.
She has lived, and she had money back then. But she was always worried, like, this Mariah, I mean, you don't even do any business. I mean, so she's always shocked that but there are people like me that it's not that we are like, I like to call myself as a 9-to-5er. You know, we like the 9-to-5 jobs. We are content with our lifestyle of that lifestyle of that structured lifestyle.
Scale it to the highest level.
You know, that structured lifestyle of going to work, getting your salary, and just having that influence. So there are people like us, but we also hear of multiple incomes, multiple streams of income. So how do people like us hustle and still make some extra money?
Okay, so the thing is, my husband is like you. He's the 9-to-5 kind of person. Yeah. He wears his tie, he goes to work and all of that. And it's okay. That's capacity that you have. Everybody was given according to the capacities. The people who have multiple talents have been given the capacity to handle it. You are not in that space. You have been given 1 or 2. And the onion lies on you to maximize it and work your way to the top. Because every profession, if you want to make money as a professional, you have to be at the top. The people on the ground don't see shishi. You have to position yourself so much so that you are excellent and you rise to the top. That's where your money comes. That's one. Secondly, as you make the money, it's not for you to live life and show off Louis Vuitton bag and you don't have a land to your name. You start making investments. I remember when we started our life and my husband, he saves everything. Like, I don't understand savings. I'm like, why you? As the money is coming, they will pay us. They will pay us bonus. So and so time. They will pay us. What's this one that you pay for? Yes, there's something they pay them every quarter. When he just started, he would have planned what he doesn't put that money to mix with the regular. So we had to live based on the regular salary and plan with those extras that were coming in. So you now start, investing. You need to get a specialist to talk to you if you are not a very good investing person. So that they help you start letting your money work for you. And as you grow in rank, you see that you become excellent before you realize that you are MD, CEO, one thing. And you have made. So you're going to also be at that level where the other person who is doing the multiple thing is. You people are doing amazing at a different level.
So I give the example of the CEO, the current CEO of Microsoft. And he's been a career Microsoft staff. He's been there for 19 years. And he rose to be the CEO. He's a billionaire. Same way as Elon Musk is a billionaire. So they're both billionaires. Elon Musk is the CEO, the entrepreneur, adventurous person that started businesses. But I'm trying to remember his name, the Microsoft guy. The guy just became a staff he moved from India to America, became a staff in Microsoft, and rose through the rank to becoming the CEO.
That's cool.
So there is no, it doesn't mean that you must do like top where you can. Yes.
Not everybody must hustle.
Yes.
But whatever you are doing, be the best.
Be the best. It's excellent.
Make a target of being in the top rank.
So those of us that are not hustling, those of us they are those of us that are not hustling. Strategize.
Yeah, that's it.
Let the little money you make, let it work for you. Invest it and how to multiply it. Okay,
Go ahead, please.
Andrew from StarTimes says, for the tourist industry, Atimo speaks can help drive foreign female tourists around Eko Nile. Isu says, it's not really fair painting pastors. Okay, he's talking another thing. Bilikis says, I wouldn't say professionals should quit their jobs and hustle. It depends on your field. If you're struggling to pay your bills, divert or versify and look for ways to improve your marketing and branding as an entrepreneur. Most people can do more than one thing if they hone their skill sets. Adewale Taiwe says, interesting conversation. Black Infra says, hustle no get pension, but his profession gets if you're employed by government. If you can make work, if he can make work per today, he shouldn't think that he can make that again tomorrow. Stick to your profession and leave other unprofessionals to take advantage, Mr. Law.
Okay.
Andrew is Chatham. One more. Tokwe and Obiajulu are 5 and 6. They are real Naija hustling girls. They have a practical MBA on Lagos streets.
I'm telling you. All right, what's to wrap up? Yes.
So I wanted to quickly talk to our artisans. So why we go abroad and we say artisans are paid by the hour is because they have organized themselves. Now, I don't know how these are local artisans can put themselves...
They have organizations, but they're just not professional.
Yes, the organizations are not working the way they should. So they need to put a prestige to what they do because we actually need them. Do you know how difficult it is to get a good plumber?
Hey, very difficult.
Thank you for bringing that plumber matter because my plumber, excuse me, my plumber had decided that Uber pays him and he's the most useless plumber in the world.
Imagine, oh my goodness. Why
he repaired my toilet for 2 weeks. The same problem.
One toilet.
Over and over.
We don't have them.
And then he kept asking for transport and I was like, are you all right?
I don't know where my landlord gets the plumber from. I have the best, as much as I would like to do my own house, I have the best landlord in Nigeria. That man, if you call him, my husband called him in the morning. They were having plumbing issues. At 8 o'clock, by 10, a plumber was there. They fixed it by 11, we're done. Clean job. And then I got home, I was like,
what happened?
Mr. Landlord, Mr. D, God bless you. Many, many more years. Have a great, so he's organized. If you have issues with electricity and plumbing, those are the two things he insists on. Every other thing you can fix it yourself. But plumbing issues, don't touch his plumbing things. And anything that has to do with electricity, maybe the NEPA issues or just call him. He will sort it out within an hour. So I'll ask him if he can give us the contact of that plumber. Maybe he can help you because he's a very, very good plumber. Very professional plumber.
So organizing and training these artisans is another business. It's a business that anybody can tap into. The way you are now, you can organize professionals, get people to train them properly. They are under creating a hub for them, and needs their services will come to the company, sign the paper.
Nigerians have tried that in the past, but just unfortunately, sometimes it's so difficult. We have a lot of issues. I know somebody who has tried to come together. I think he put together, I think it was a mechanic or something. He was trying to put that together, but unfortunately, we don't have that support because after a while they want to be on their own. They learn a few skills and they run away. So they're just trying to modify this properly to meet the Nigerian need. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up on this. But thank you, hustlers in the house. Hopefully you got some ideas for 2021. Me, I've got a few ideas. I'll try. I'm very good at hair.
Yes,
natural hair. I'm very good. I do natural hair and hair stuff.
I need ideas because I think government is locking us down again.
I'm telling you.
So I need ideas.
I'll start doing natural hair and I start my tiger nut. I'll find something to do at least this 2021. 2021, I must do something.
It's not necessarily business to get consultants. Don't worry, package it and consult.
Don't worry, I go package. Don't worry, we'll package it. Let's go to the break. When we come back, we'll talk about our plans. After getting all these ideas, we'd like to hear from our viewers. What are your plans for 2021? What are those things you want to do? What are the things that happened this year that you'd like to share? Well, you can't call us. Our phone lines are a bit down. So send us to Facebook. Go to Facebook and tweet, and we'll read the messages on Facebook. Go on a break. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So we decided that we'll talk about our plans for next year tomorrow, since tomorrow is New Year by God's grace. So we'll just look at the year in 2020 in review. Obviously, one of the major high points, or I would say low points, obviously, is the NSAS was major for us in this country.
COVID.
I think COVID, obviously, globally. But I'd like to hear from our viewers. Let us hear your thoughts on what are those things that stuck out to you this year, 2020. Let's hear your. As I said, our phone lines are down today. But we'll take your tweets, and if you go to Facebook, at TVC Connect on Facebook, and hashtag #TVC, you should see our show, and then send your messages. I think Dr. will read them. Okay, so I can have a few tweets for us.
Tweet on the last topic.
Yeah, go ahead, Wake.
Aki Ayo says, when you know the number of downfall drivers that live in their own house, you will begin to hustle differently. Some hustle ain't glamorous, but it pays the bills better. Have a side hustle while sticking to one's profession also works. I didn't he says like what Anikuti said, all aspects have their disadvantages and advantages. There will definitely be a time when a lawyer will win a big case which can fetch him huge cash and make him a lifetime billionaire.
That's true. Okay, so talking about the lowest points or the high points of this year, many, as I said, it was a bittersweet experience for many. Some had great testimonies, others lost loved ones. For me, losing Ibidu Ighodalo this year was a really, really low point for many of us, and especially those of us who knew her, who were connected to her somehow. That was a major low point in this year, 2020, and our hearts continue to go out to her family, her husband, and her Pastor Itwa and the children. It was a really, really, really sad time. Everybody was shocked at the death of Ibidu Ighodalo, amongst others.
My partner lost his brother.
Yes.
I was very close to him, so that touched me.
That hit you.
That made me know that COVID is real. If I was doubting it before, I wasn't, but if I had been. This pandemic year, for me, I mean, like, to me, it hasn't been a good year. And I'm not talking about money. Everything is not money.
Yeah.
You know, life is so important. And I just pray that 2021, there is a solution to this pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that life can... I don't know if it was doctor that said they don't see life going back to normal.
No, it can't. Never.
I don't know.
It's going to be different.
I don't know. Because a lot of people have passed on this year, and it's really sad that, that the year in itself has
COVID-related and even non-COVID related. So the COVID deaths that we had just a few days ago, it was
Ubon King.
And it was shocking because I was at his event this year, I was at his event last year, and I was like, this is someone that's like, he's a force. He's so energetic. He wants to impact.
I've listened to so many of his messages. I watch him on Instagram. I follow him. I will listen to him. I like his energy. He believes in not wasting time. You can actually. He lived.
He believed. You said he believes.
Yeah,
but
he believed.
He's now gone.
He believed.
Unfortunately,
that every young person must do something with yourself.
Worthwhile.
You must work, and he would encourage everybody to find that thing and don't waste your time on things that are useless. You know, he was just very, very passionate about this, and he lived a very good life. I think it was 48, I think, or I can't remember what.
I think 48.
But he lived, and I think he left empty. I would say he left empty because he actually gave of himself to a lot of young people.
So I mentioned a few days ago that my husband lost a friend. Non-COVID related death just slumped. You know, there's been a lot of worry. Some people that did not, medical issues that had nothing to even do with COVID but could not afford medical care. A lot of loss of lives. Many people have died this year. So, of course, the first thing is to be grateful that we are alive. And sometimes you feel like, how come we survived all that happened? Because especially when COVID, when the NSAS protest happened and the TVC, everything that happened in that space, I'm like, the way God just preserved us.
I even thought, honestly, I won't lie, during that NSAS, I thought that was Nigeria, that Nigeria was done. In fact, I thought that there was no going back, that Nigeria would never remain the same. After that NSAS happened, while it was happening, I felt that, okay, the young people have come, they are here, they have spoken, they've been heard, and now they're going to stand by this movement.
And it might just cost us
I honestly actually thought the country was going to collapse. I mean, for the fact that we're even still here as a country is in itself a testimony, because I thought the country was done. Because
I was really scared.
Young people were very daring, very brazen. They didn't care, and they had that resilience to stay at that on the streets for so long. So it was a scary moment, and I think if there's anything that our government officials should take from 2020, is that these young people that have activated their political consciousness, now they're not going to accept any of their Greek gifts or all these other things they do that the government tells us that, and we believe them. Young people are getting more critical of everything you say, and that's why every headline makes something. Everything you say, every public pronouncement, every public speaking engagement you have, say the right things. Every sentence is being scrutinized. I think the leaders must learn from this year.
I think you have said it. You have said just what I wanted to say, because that answer shows the discontent of Nigerians. It was not just about SARS. It was about everything. It was about light. It was about water. It was about life in general in Nigeria. And the government, they need to listen, not just put them down, because one day, or not just silence them by locking them up and closing their accounts. That's not the solution, because one day monkey go market, not go return.
Not go come back. Oh, you need to pay attention.
So you need to pay attention. If you don't, and I'm not talking to the government, if you don't pay attention,
because the
you will only have yourselves to blame.
The fact that somebody can actually go to a police station and burn it, you go to a TV station and burn it, that's daring. That's criminal, yes.
The
fact that you can even think of it.
You see, what was so painful is a lot of people that their businesses were burnt or raided are suffering the same kind of suffer that they were suffering, but they did not want to know that. That's anarchy.
It's so hilarious. I remember what
that's anarchy. If you burn Hustler 5 car, she's going to suffer.
Exactly.
She's a hustler like you.
Yeah, right.
Now that's 5 to 6. So,
what do you mean by
5
that?
6.
Okay,
yeah, they didn't have them names.
So, but they were not ready. So I think it's very important that the powers that be pay attention. Because once you get into power, you forget about you don't hear the voice on the street anymore.
Yes.
And then you are living with psychophants. And those psychophants are your worst enemies.
So for me, I just realized that when you push people to a level where they can no longer take it, that's what you see. When they revolt, you'll be wondering, what happened here? That was the case that Nigeria got to. Because it seemed like the injustice on the poor had been so much. Now, when they revolted, they did not pay attention to their neighbor who probably just left them a little. So we are all on the same level, and we are all hustling. There's some people who were able to go to school, and they decided to go to the streets. Some of us struggled to go, managed to. It's not like if you give our story, everybody get their story. Managed to go to school, managed to hustle the hustle. We moved up a bit from them. Now we have cars. We're able to have cars. We're able to have, live in seemingly good houses. We're able to pay light bills. When the poor were pushed to a point, they felt everybody who was different from them was the government. And that was what happened. Because the private businesses that they affected were people who were hustling. This lady, Tara, her shop, that's the makeup lady, her shop was destroyed. This is somebody who employed labor, who helped people, everything. So you forget that all of us are the same, except you are in politics, except you are the government.
You know that gift I gave Miriam for her birthday, one of the blouse. That shop was burnt down.
Imagine. So my point is, let me land my point. My point is, because they have been pushed, anybody who now seemed different they saw you as not just target, as government. You have somehow chopped. That mindset has to change, because we need to understand that we're all in this together. Now, also, the division between us and them was more evident. When you are comfortable, you feel you pass the people on your streets, you don't care, you don't greet, you don't, and all of that. So it was time for.
I like us to bring back that us and them, because the truth is that we're all together.
We are.
They really, because the same politicians that we're criticizing today, they were once on this side. Exactly. Remember?
Yeah.
They were all doing exactly the same. The same animosity has grown from when they were regular people to politics. So it's easy for us to point fingers. What have the government learned? What have they learned? What have we Nigerians learned from 2020?
Taking it from that point, one of the things that I learned in 2020 was that I can't sit in my 3-bedroom flat
and think you're good.
And think that I'm good.
Yeah.
When there are hungry people on my streets. that I'm just as okay as the next hungry person that is close to me. Exactly. Because the hungry person close to me sees me driving a tinted car, sees me living, I'll tell myself in a small three-bedroom flat. I'm managing, but I'm better off than them. So my life, I have to take ownership of my community, and I have to take responsibility. I can't say the government is the one that should take care of these people
and ignore them,
thinking that I can live in my own life. it is because when TVC happened and we didn't have a car, my husband and I had to, Mariah's husband dropped us at a junction because they had mounted roadblocks. So I had to walk through these places that had unusual people. I walked through it, I carried my bag, all of them saw me.
Talk about, he didn't even say the story well. When we dropped them off, somebody bought a knife at us, a cutlass at us, and told us, because that time we had to realize we had to come down from the car. Because it was after the whole thing happened, and we now, was that later in the afternoon, we're trying to drop them off in their houses and they can walk to their houses. Somebody raised a cutlass at us. When I was so scared.
Yes.
The husband was there. Yes, the husband was confident. He said, we're not here for anything. Let me let them come down. So they have now talk about your husband, yeah, come down. But I walk to your house because we can't go past. But they had already set a barricade. We couldn't move. So when we saw the cutlass, we just quickly gently make a U-turn back. Go back to our house.
So nobody's safe.
What I learned was that, yes, for a long time, I was driving my small Honda Civic and I was praying and saving to buy SUV. You know what we do here? We save, you know your road is bad, but you will buy Land Cruiser and drive on a bad road. And you see hungry people and you probably drop like 5 naira or something for them and drive, you're not and you don't even drop, you're not responsible for them. You are sorting yourself. So TVC crisis happened on 21st of October and my car got burnt. So I could not drive in my new SUV that is tinted and they will not see my face and I'll have that feeling of I have arrived. I was now walking the street like every other person. We were walking with our bag and I was looking at the faces of hungry young Nigerians that were desperate enough to get on the road and block and burn things down. And I realized that I can't say this is President Muhammadu Buhari's responsibility because they will not see Buhari, they will not see President Buhari, they will not see Governor Sanwo-Olu.
They will see you.
They see me. I'm the one they see. I'm the closest to them. So for me, it was a wake-up call for every Nigerian to take responsibility for the next person around you and stop blaming the government.
Excuse me, I have to disagree with you there.
Okay.
I have to disagree with you there, Tokwe, because when you say, oh, they don't see Buhari, they must see, I am not Buhari. I have struggled to be where I am today. And yes, I employ people, so I'm helping people too.
Already.
What I'm trying to say is, we have to hold the government accountable.
Yes, we do.
Because if you don't, if you keep saying, no, it's BDC, so Buhari feels free to go where? When is God making my situation like this? No, I beg. It's responsible.
So the bottom line.
And so when they are holding me responsible,
you're holding the president.
I will hold him responsible.
Exactly. So the bottom line is we carrying everybody along. No, we know that because of poverty, that the people who are supposed to pay attention to what our politicians are doing and what will just collect the noodles and collect rice and put them there. They are thinking long term. They sell their votes because of what they can get. And the politicians don't use them to cause mayhem on all of us. So we need to start really calling out.
Okay, I need to say this one again. If it had been me that they bought my car, if it had been me they bought my car on that day, well, where I will be sleeping now, you will see me there. I will just carry my bag and say, I don't die, no, I don't have money to get another car. Then we have to buy my car back. Because I don't, where will I get another car? Where will I get money? So, because I'm not a husband like Tokwe, I say, I don't go sleep for their house.
Why can't you inside the house we still need money?
Inside the house we need money.
Because I don't agree. I could not sleep, carry my mattress, lie down there.
Okay. 16 cars got burnt.
And none of those 16 people want to go and sleep in their houses.
No, the truth is that. See, the truth is that.
There are many I can start together. I won't just name them.
No. I don't know. There are over 100, almost 200 buses in Lagos State who got burnt. They're quite. So, how many people do you want to go and meet?
Exactly.
Because you are worried about your personal car. The man on the street is worried about the fact that the buses he takes to work is burnt. So, we're not worried just about myself. There's so many people that look worried about myself.
So, I'm not worried about myself.
It's not your car that was burnt.
That everybody
I've been gentle.
Is a hustler. She's made the money again.
But let me just say this, please.
Maybe you have made the money again.
Beyond the hustle is just the faith that I trust God. Honestly, it is.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
It is me.
Hustle that God will sort us. Yeah. That's the only thing. The car I bought was savings of 3 years with mutual benefits. That I got the money and I got it. So it's not like one contract came or hustle. I saved every month with mutual benefits consistently and I got the money. So it's not a. The peace I have, I will just be a bit calm. Is that I have God? Yes.
Yeah, not saving
what will happen. So
I'm still saving.
Let's read a few.
And not only am I saving.
Okay, we have to read a few tweets because
let's read our Facebook people because they are giving their own.
Okay,
somebody said, "Goodbye to 2020 TVC. By the grace of God, we will see you in 2021."
Amen.
Emmanuel says, "YK on point." Eniola Rachel says, "Despite the challenges of 2020." It came with COVID, NSAS, recession, and others. I got married this year.
Wow.
And I am grateful to God for that.
Good news.
Yes.
Background.
Samson said, 2020 is indeed a challenging year. I lost my lovely uncle and my grandma, but I'm grateful to God that despite all this, kudos to you guys, compliments of the season. Akinola Yemisi says, I lost my dad this year, which is the most painful thing that has happened to me. I woke up this morning, it's still like a dream. Our heart goes out to you, Yemisi.
Nima lost her father this year.
Nima lost her father this year.
Really, really sad.
Lukman Olajide said, 2020 is a challenging year, no doubt, but we can use this as a springboard for greater things in 2021. Thank God for you guys. We say it live when TVC, we saw it live when TVC was being attacked. You are survivors of 2020.
You know, talking about our responsibility to the community. Yes, go ahead.
Julius Okorie says, honestly, my family and I thank God for good health in 2020. We pray for a better 2021. We equally hope to look for other genuine ways of earning extra because earning salary is good but has massive challenges, never enough to take home.
Totally, you're right. So, I mean, there was something I don't want to forget to say that our responsibility to the community. I think that's one of the things we've also learned. And I think just, yes, we're saying we'll hold the government responsible.
Yes,
when the little we can, we should try. Because every year, I mean, those of you that know my streets, I have mechanics on my streets. I mean, they are there. And every year I always give them rights. So this year I thought, because of COVID, let me just keep myself, let me manage the small money I have, let me just be saving. They all gathered themselves to my house. Yeah? Madam Rice, I'm looking here, Father Lord Almighty. I call this any my judge. Rice, bag of rice. I just thought that they would understand that COVID is in town and then we are all broke and we're all managing. They didn't understand that. So no matter what you've been doing, just do. No matter how small it is, do what you can do to help the community.
It's good to do what you can do, but let's also speak to the minds of being entitled. We grow in a country where everybody's entitled to everybody's money. It's not fair. Because you don't know the sleepless nights people are, not having sleepless nights because we are struggling. I can afford to sit down and relax and not do anything. I can afford to do that. But people have decided to go the extra mile to hustle. You don't feel entitled. It's not your money. So if we decide to give from the little that we have, I think it should be appreciated. But not for you to now, because they have, they must spend or they must give. There's no that.
YK, you have a tweet for us?
I have a tweet. It says, thank God they didn't burn YK's cow. All of us will contribute to it.
Oh my goodness.
I will just die.
That killed us.
Adeni Adekule says, hi ladies, season's greeting to you all. This country has been long damaged before the present administration. Nigeria needs to be more intelligent and have a vision. The government needs to upgrade to world standard in a hurry. Great job, ladies.
I really thank God.
Amza says, the NSAS was a reaction from a generation that were denied good governance, good education, and healthcare facility, as well as insecurity. 2020 wasn't a year worth the overhype. I heard during my primary school days, because there was a countdown towards 2020. Everybody knows Vision 2020 was, this is what we're counting down to, but she's saying that it's not...
The world happened.
What happened to us?
Asma Ahmed says, in all of this, we should be thankful for life. Toby says, I really thank God for giving my husband to live again. I almost lost him, but God gave him life again.
Thank God.
I says, despite all the wahala, 2020 came with Baba God, gave me promotion in my office.
Gladys Ellen says, while expecting my twins' arrival, I'm also planning on starting my new business all over again, though I'm a civil servant whose job gives me enough time to do other things as well. This 2020, I got several skills. Yes, YK got the granddaughter. Yes. So Frederick Gray says, nothing stands out for me. NSAS was my biggest start point. Lukman,
We have to wrap up now.
thank you for all our Facebook followers. There are many of them that are writing.
So that's a wrap for 2021. Thank you all our fans.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
God bless you.
Happy
Thank
New
you
Year in
so much.
advance.
For your love.
Yes.
Yes,
for,
thank you for the gifts, for the messages, for the prayers.
Thank you.
We love
Thank you. Thank you.
We will not be anywhere without you.
Honestly.
Completely. And we love the fact that we grew this show organically. We was from scratch to where it is today, and we are grateful for the influence that you've helped us to have so far. And we thank for your love, your support for us in this year.
And I will,
yes, YK,
please not forget to mention the ladies that came with us from the beginning. Are no more with us. Uwa, Sanzi, Jumoke, Laide.
Yes, fantastic. And they're all doing well where they are, and we congratulate. And Joy Isibewaji.
Yes.
Joy was the first host of Your View. She was the very first host of Your View. Congratulations. They're all doing well, and their success is also our success.
Yes,
because
totally.
we can always connect it, no matter how far. We say, they used to be on Your View.
Yes.
So we have that story to tell. So we are happy for their success, and they also celebrate our own success.
7 years
down. We thank God for Your View.
5 and 6.
Yes, you know. So have a fabulous day. We'll see you in the new year. God bless you.
Have a prayerful day. Prayerful crossover.